Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello and welcome to the Get to Know the Guild webinar. I'm Heather Eichmeyer, Director of Program and Membership Strategy at the National Guild for Community Arts Education. And I'm joined today by Ariana Schreier, our Member Engagement Coordinator. During today's webinar, you'll learn how the Guild can benefit your organization and your entire team. Today's webinar will be 1 hour in length, and the recording will be posted online by this Friday, January 23rd. So if there are others on your team who are unable to join us today, please do share that recording with them. Our goals today are to help you gain a better understanding of our programs, services, and networking opportunities, to demonstrate how you can take full advantage of our online resources and networking tools, and to, of course, answer any questions you have about membership and the Guild. We will pause intermittently, so if you have questions, please go ahead and ask them by typing them into the question box in the toolbox on the upper right corner or column of your screen. Your lines will be muted during the webinar, so we do ask that you type your questions in that question box. And as I said, we'll be pausing throughout the webinar to answer your questions, as well as leaving some time at the end of today's webinar for further Q&A. We may not be able to answer all of your questions during our hour together. At the end of the webinar, we will provide you with our contact information so you can follow up with us directly. So just to start, we thought we'd give you a little bit of background information on the Guild. Some of you may recall, several years ago, we were the National Guild for Community Schools, or of Community Schools of the Arts. And it's significant. The name change occurred in 2010. And the change from of schools to now the National Guild for Community Arts Education does indicate a couple of things. We are still a membership association, very much dedicated to building the capacity and skills of our member institutions. But we also play a large leadership role in the field in terms of advocating for the field and really helping to advance the field in many ways, and we'll get into those in just a second. We are multidisciplinary, and our mission is to support and advance access to lifelong learning opportunities in the arts. We've been around since 1937, and we do that in a number of ways, and we'll go into detail about some of what sort of our main programmatic areas. But we do that by providing research and information resources, professional development, networking opportunities, funding, and advocacy on behalf of the field. Our aim is to support both the creation and the development of organizations, and we really do believe that by helping nonprofit arts education providers become stronger and more sustainable, then more people will have access to high-quality arts education opportunities throughout their lifetime. We are the sole national service organization for community arts education providers, and Ari is going to share some information on exactly who those providers are. Ari?
Great. Thank you, Heather. So while the majority of our members focus on providing participatory arts learning opportunities during out-of-school time or community during out-of-school time or at community-based facilities, many also partner with schools and other community agencies to increase access. Many have folks coming in for classes and lessons, and about 80% also partner with other community agencies. By high-quality arts instruction, we mean programs that are taught by professional faculty or teaching artists and that respond to the interests and needs of the communities they serve. Engender a lifelong love of the arts. By that we mean while many students from Guild member institutions will or have gone on to professional careers in the arts, the main goal of these organizations is to engender a lifelong love participation in the arts. Guild membership is primarily an organizational membership. We currently have more than 430 organizational members in urban, suburban, and rural communities throughout the U.S. And these organizations range in type from community art schools to arts and cultural centers, such as the Segerstrom Center for the Arts in Costa Mesa, California, to youth theaters, ballets, and orchestras, such as the Las Vegas Youth Orchestra in Las Vegas, Nevada, to arts education divisions of performing arts companies, such as Hubbard Street Dance in Chicago, Illinois, to colleges and universities, museums, government agencies, such as the Department of Cultural Affairs for the City of LA, and to parks and recreation departments and other organizations. Our membership is also multidisciplinary, as Heather mentioned, offering instruction in music, dance, theater, media arts, visual arts, and of course literary arts.
Thank you, Ari. And you know, as illustrated by that list, we are a diverse membership, and we really see this as an asset. We think of the Guild as a learning community. There is enormous potential within our membership for the cross-fertilization of ideas. And while we do have a national office based in New York City, we think of the Guild as its members, as its membership. Our members not only support each other, but are really part of a movement to ensure equitable access to arts education. And it's their collective work, their leadership and knowledge that is really helping to advance the field with our support and, of course, input as well. So as we go through our hour together, I think you'll see that there are a lot of different opportunities that we really try to foster this sharing of knowledge and expertise through various working groups and other ways of really advancing the field together. Let's go on, Ari, and take a look at our homepage. We're going to shift now. I know there's some questions coming in already, and we are going to pause in just a minute to take some of those. But first I wanted to just move on to a tour that we're going to give you of some of our online resources. Our website is dynamic, and it is updated continually, and we really do see this as a resource both to the public to learn about community arts education and to learn about our membership and our members and how to connect with them, as well as a resource for our members with a variety of online tools that can help you get information, connect with one another, etc. It is not only used by Guild members, but it is also visited frequently by parents, funders, stakeholders, and the broader arts education field. As we take you through a tour of the site, you'll see that once you log in as a member, you unlock a host of additional resources and functionality. And you'll also see, as we take you through the site, that there are many opportunities to showcase your organization, as well as to learn what's going on in the field and at the Guild. So let's get started, Ari, by showing folks our news and events section.
Great, thank you. So I'm going to direct your attention over to this left-hand side of the homepage where we have these quick links set up to go directly to Guild News, Field News, Member News, and then there at the top, Guild Events. Directly below that, we have our program updates, which is also just another very quick and easy way to see what's going on right now, specifically with Guild programs. So the first place I'm going to take you guys is over to Guild News. So I'm going to go ahead and click that link. And this is going to take us to a page that shows everything that's happening right now with the Guild. You can see that the top item is that we recently had this webinar for members only. It was an orientation for the National Arts and Humanities Youth Program Awards application. We'll talk a little bit more about our webinars and how those work for members as well as non-members later on. Then directly below that, you'll see we had some blog posts recently reflecting on the conference that we had in November. And then below that, you'll see that we also post reminders about registration deadlines and registration sales in this section as well. Every news item that appears in all three of these sections, Guild News, Member News, and Field News, also appears in our e-bulletin, which goes out to all of our members every other week. So now I'm going to toggle over to Member News. I did that by pressing that center button. And this is where we share information about what's happening at our member organizations across the country. This news that appears here is nationally relevant news. We receive notices from our members about new hires for executive leadership, exemplary new programs, large grants, major awards. Those are the kinds of things that we post here. We specifically are looking for information from our members about things that our other members can learn from. So our Abrams Art Center is now celebrating their 100th year, so that's the kind of thing that we'll share. We also shared about the 16 Guild members that received NEA Artworks education grants recently. So as a Guild member, you do have the opportunity to send us information about what's going on at your school, and we then disseminate that to thousands of arts leaders across the country and do put it on the website here, which is available to everyone, not just our members. So then over here, we have field news. And this news isn't specifically about the Guild or specifically about our members, but it's news that we think would be relevant to our members. So new reports that are related to arts education, new tools related to arts education, webinars, awards or grants that our members could apply to. That kind of information appears in this section of the website. And again, all of this also goes out in our e-bulletin every other week so that it appears directly in our members' inboxes. We also have RSS feeds for all of these different types of news so that you don't have to wait for the e-bulletin and it can appear in your inbox the second that we post it. So now I'm going to take us over to the events section of our website. This is specifically for Guild events. So you'll see that we have a program planning meeting coming up at the end of January in Philadelphia. So that's the top item right there. We're also a founding partner of SphinxCon, which is happening January and February in Detroit. So that's there on our calendar. And we also partner with the National Arts and Humanities Program Awards to present that orientation webinar. So we also have their application deadline there on our website. You can very easily see by checking out that red calendar on the right-hand side dates that we have upcoming events or deadlines. So if you're interested in applying to one of our programs or registering for our conference, that's an easy way to come over to the event section and see what the upcoming deadlines and events are. So not only are there opportunities for members to submit photos and news to the site, but they also have the opportunity to post job openings at their organizations. This service is free for members, and it's $50 per post for non-members. The page is viewable to the public, so of course it's also great resources if you're in the market to find a job. So I'm going to take us over to the site map and just take us directly to that job board. So you'll notice these are specifically administrative jobs. We do not post faculty or teaching artist positions here, as the vast majority of those who subscribe through our members to our e-bulletin and come visit our website are arts administrators. So we have all of these executive director job openings. This is a great resource if you're looking for a job, and also if you are looking to fill a job. This is the most highly trafficked page on our website. And it's very specifically targeted to who our membership is and to who all you guys are. So it's a great resource for our members. And this also goes out in the e-bulletin every other week. So now we're going to take you guys over to the programs section of our page. We're just going to click this button here on the top navigation to get over there.
Great. And Ari, before we dig deeply into that page, I did have a question that was focused. I was specifically focused on eligibility around membership, and really, I wanted to just address it broadly and say that we have a number of different membership types. As Ari said, we're primarily an organizational membership. We do offer individual membership. We even offer a business affiliate membership for companies that want to learn more about the community arts education field and provide resources to it. And we also have but our two core membership types are what we call full membership, which are nonprofit organizations or government agencies or divisions thereof that offer arts learning opportunities or access to arts learning, quality arts learning opportunities. And then the second is our education affiliate membership, which is similar, but those are for-profit organizations. And we're purposely sort of broad in our definition because we really do see the value in what is an arts learning opportunity, that's offered in many different ways. And so if you do have specific questions as to where you would fit in within our membership structure, our contact information will be shared at the end, and I do encourage you to just reach out and let us know. While we primarily focus on organizations that are providing arts learning opportunities beyond the school day to the public, about I would say 85% or more of our members are also partnering with public schools, senior centers, juvenile justice agencies, et cetera, to provide the broadest possible access to arts learning. And so if you are one of those organizations that is really, you might not have a facility, but you are providing arts learning in partnership with another agency or organization, you certainly would qualify for membership. So I just wanted to address that question before we moved on. Moving on into the program page, we really do think of our programs in a variety of different ways. We have some key overriding initiatives, but then we also focus primarily on building the capacity of our member institutions through professional development, through publications and information resources, networking opportunities, and high-profile leadership. And then we have in the past offered some re-grant programs. We don't have those programs currently, but that is an area of focus of ours as well. So let's start by looking at advocacy, Ari. So the Guild represents the field and works to ensure equitable access to arts education through national coalitions such as the Arts Education Partnership and the President's Committee on the Arts and Humanities, as well as through partnerships with funders such as the NEA, the Wallace Foundation, and others. This page will just kind of give you an overview of some of our most current activities in this area. The first one, this one was a beautiful Venn diagram. I'll draw your attention to that. Last year, the Guild, in partnership with 12 other national arts and education organizations, released a shared document called Arts Education for America's Students, as shared in Denver. And this joint statement really called on policymakers and the public to ensure arts education for all students. You can download the document here. It's got this really helpful Venn diagram, but really our hope is that community arts education providers will use the statement as an advocacy tool to prompt dialogue with local leaders in their community about the importance of arts education for students, and as a way to re-examine ways of collaborating and leveraging resources to more deeply engage communities and multiply benefits. And so that's a document you can easily download, and you can share it with others, especially if you're working in partnership with public schools in your area. It really shows the need for community arts education providers, certified arts teachers, as well as non-certified arts or educators in the schools to work together to provide the most access to arts education and arts learning throughout a child's education. And then recently we also partnered with the President's Council on the Arts and the Humanities and the Massachusetts Cultural Council to present the first ever National Summit on Creative Youth Development, and that was in Boston last March. This summit convened leaders from across the nation working at the intersection of arts, culture, and youth development to celebrate the field's progress and success to date, to document the impact of the work, and to chart a policy and advocacy agenda for the next decade. And this summit, what was really interesting about it, and we'll get into some of our networking opportunities in just a minute, but it grew in large part out of the work of our Creative Youth Development Interest Group. And you can now access the summit report and the policy and advocacy agenda online. So we'll, all right, let's take you back to key initiatives. We have been working on creative youth development and sort of ways of engaging adolescents for quite some time. And here we have the whole page, which kind of will outline the activities around the summit, some recent activities, and we've also developed a wonderful page of key resources. So if you are interested in this particular area of work, I encourage you to check that out as well. But those are just two examples of ways that we've developed strategic partnerships to really help advance the field more broadly. Another area of programmatic focus is professional development, and our sort of signature program in this area is our Conference for Community Arts Education, which is held in a different city every year. Last year we were in Los Angeles, and this year we are going to be in Philadelphia. The conference draws more than 600 leaders from more than 350 organizations across the country who share a common commitment to advancing equitable access to lifelong learning in the arts. And this year's conference, as I said, will be in Philadelphia. It will be November 11th through the 14th. You can learn more about the conference. Obviously, you can see the quick link there under professional development. Or if you come back to our site at another time and you just want to get to the conference information more quickly, right there at the very top of your screen, the top navigation bar is a quick link to our conference website. And I encourage you to check this out. It has the program from last year, and it really gives you a lovely sense of the quality and the scope of the program, the speakers. And you'll see there we have on the home page, we did a blog series where we asked some delegates to really reflect on what they learned at the conference. And you can read some of their posts there on our homepage. The great news is that we really do understand that joining the Guild is a financial investment on the part of your organizations. But we understand, too, that the conference is a really wonderful opportunity for folks who are new to the Guild to really get a sense of the quality of the Guild's programming, as well as to begin to network with the field and our members. And to help you do that, we are poised to offer new full member organizations that join the Guild in 2015, $200 off their first main conference registration. So I can't encourage you enough to sort of save the date for November 11th through the 14th. And whether your organization is ready to join now or in the coming months, just keep in mind that we are able to offer that discount so that you can really be part of that experience from the beginning. Another signature program of ours, which is now in its 6th year, is the Community Arts Education Leadership Institute, better known as CALE. CALE is a seven-month leadership development program through which current and aspiring leaders advance their skills by engaging with some of the top leadership trainers in our country, as well as some nationally renowned arts education practitioners. The Institute includes a 5-day seminar at Bryn Mawr College. That seminar this year will be from July 21st through the 25th at Bryn Mawr. It also includes a number of advanced assignments, a 360-degree feedback process, and once you leave Bryn Mawr, you actually are paired with an executive coach who helps you really follow up on your own personal leadership plan. This program is a competitive program. We're able to accept 25 leaders every year. We are about to release the application for this program the beginning of February, and you all will get a notice of that. It will also be posted to our website. And I can't encourage you enough, again, to look into this program if it's right for you. We do ask for the support of your organization and some specific, we do ask some specific questions about sort of why this program, why now, and that'll be clear in the application when it's released in February. But please, if this is something that you're interested in, please get in touch with us. We're happy to talk with you more about it or connect you with an alumni of the program who can share his or her experience with you as well. But because we serve organizations across the country, we know that not everyone is able to travel or make the trip to our conferences or to some of our professional development institutes in various cities or even to CALE. And so over the past several years, we've really begun to focus also on distance learning opportunities. We've developed a series of webinars that are available to your whole team. And members of the Guild receive deep discounts on our webinar registrations. And often they're even free for members or exclusive to members. And so Ari's going to talk to us a little bit about our webinars and distance learning.
Great, thank you. So here on this page of our website, you can see a listing of some webinars that we've offered over the years that are all available in our webinar archive, as well as upcoming webinars. You'll see the webinar you're on right now listed here, and then the latest additions to our archive. The archive is where we post recordings of all of our webinars after they've happened. We record every single webinar that we host, and we do keep them all forever in this archive. Some of them are available to everyone. Some of them are available to members only. So I'm going to take you into that webinar archive to see a little bit more about how that works. So you'll notice here we recently posted a shared endeavor collaborating to ensure equitable access to high-quality arts education. And that you'll see is noted that that is a members-only webinar. So the way that that works is that if you were to become a member, you would get a special login, and then you would log into the website, and it would unlock these members-only webinars as well as many other features, which we'll show you later. So then below that we have a Path to Get to Know the Guild webinar. That is, of course, available to both members and non-members. Assessing Program Profitability, it's a members-only webinar. Then we have here 2 webinars, More Than the Sum of Its Parts, Collaboration and Sustainability in Arts Education, as well as Something to Say, Success Principles for After-School Arts Programs for Urban Youth and Other Experts. And those are both webinars that are available to both members and non-members. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the kinds of programs that we offer and the quality and depth of these webinars, I encourage you to come onto the website and watch both of these so that you can just learn more about what it is that we do offer to our members. You can scroll down and you'll see that we also do periodically offer these orientation webinars like the National Arts and Humanities Youth Program Awards application to our members to help them receive some of that national recognition that we know is so important to arts education providers. I'd also like to draw your attention here to the Teaching Artists, Independent Contractors, or Employees webinar. That is a special webinar because that came directly from feedback that we got from our members through our member forum, which we'll move over to in just a second. We heard from our members that they had a lot of questions about the classification of teaching artists. So we got a staff attorney from the Lawyers Alliance for New York to come on in and teach this webinar. So this is just one of the many ways that we respond to the needs of our members and are able to offer this programming to folks across the country in need of learning more about it. So again, when we have webinars coming up, we send out email reminders about them. Our members get deep discounts and sometimes get to attend the webinars for free. And you can also come on over to this section of our website anytime and see what's coming up next. So now we're going to move on over to the Publications and Information Resources section of our website.
Great. Thanks, Ari. And so, again, another bucket of programming that we offer is certainly just providing publications and resources and information to the field. And I just wanted to highlight a couple of them. I already mentioned a number of you'll see there under publications, a short list of some of the publications that we offer. Let's click down there. Before, I want to talk about the benchmarking report in a minute, but you'll notice these titles, More Than the Sum of Its Parts, Engaging Adolescents, Creativity Matters. These are all, many of these publications developed out of focused initiatives around these areas, around arts and aging, around creative youth development, and around partnership and collaboration. We've done professional development institutes around all of this work. They've produced these wonderful publications, and then, as Ari mentioned, we've also been able to expand the sharing of that information through online learning and even through our conferences. So we do like to work in that way and around those initiatives, and some of these resources are available for free download, as you'll see here. The Creativity Matters, the Arts and Aging Toolkit actually has its own website artsandaging.org. So if you were to click on that, it would take you there. And that resource is actually provided in English and in Spanish. But let's go back up to the top, the benchmarking, the 2013 benchmarking data report. Every 2 years, the Guild surveys its member organizations, and we publish a national benchmarking data report with critical information on staff and faculty compensation, on pricing information, income and expense ratios, et cetera. And those who have participated in the survey receive the report for free. We are gearing up to release that report very soon in the coming year, so we're upon our 2-year mark, and so we'll be releasing some information on that shortly. But that is an absolutely valuable resource for strategic planning and budgeting, and something that we hear time and time again is just so useful to our members. I mentioned the best practices guides that we offer. In addition to sort of our publications or benchmarking survey reports, we also offer a quarterly newsletter called Guild Notes. This is released in early to members and then also sent directly to your mailboxes. And this publication offers original articles and research on practical information like marketing and fundraising. It offers interviews with some thought leaders both within the arts and in some of in non-art sectors as well. And it offers information on leadership and governance. So it's also a resource that you can share with your trustees and as well as your staff. And additionally, we offer members a member e-bulletin every 2 weeks. This arrives in your inbox. Anyone and your staff can receive it, and it includes information on what's happening with the Guild, but also within the field, new publications and resources, not only our own, but others that we find compelling and valuable to our membership. It offers quick links to our job board and a host of other things. So this is really the publication with timely news and information for our members. Also includes information on grant opportunities and awards, both for students or other leadership opportunities in the field. So that is just a wealth of information that you get on a regular basis as well. Ari, let's talk about networking, because we've been touching upon it throughout our conversation today. And I think membership, what we hear often from our members is that networking is one of the most valuable aspects of Guild membership, certainly one that we're focusing on more and more every year, and have some really exciting plans for in the coming year.
Great. Thank you, Heather. So as Heather mentioned, we've recently learned through our membership satisfaction surveys that our members really highly value opportunities to build relationships with one another and also to collaborate with one another on both a local and national level. So we're actually currently in the process of transitioning to a new networking structure through which we'll be appointing ambassadors across the country to convene a wide variety of events. These events will enable our members to network in a more targeted way by job type, by program type, by discipline, by organizational size, and so on. And these events will also provide our members with opportunities to informally socialize as well as to roll up their sleeves and work together to advance the field. The Ambassador Program will also provide our membership with a brand new opportunity to serve in leadership roles within the Guild. We'll be releasing more details about this program, and we'll begin appointing ambassadors in mid to late February. So in addition to convening members locally and in addition to this ambassador program, the Guild fosters dialogue and exchange through member-driven interest groups. Examples of these interest groups include our Collegiate Divisional Interest Group and our Creative Youth Development Interest Group, out of which the National Summit on Creative Youth Development came out of that last year, and also quite a bit of work at our conference and ongoing advocacy work. We also have an emerging group of arts and education providers. We also periodically hold national meetings like that National Summit on Creative Youth Development. And we also, of course, have a peer advisory service. So if you have a burning question and you haven't been able to find the information you need through any of the resources or networking opportunities we already discussed, you are more than welcome to give us a call at any time, and we'll either work as a staff to answer your question ourselves, or we'll connect you with a member who has expertise in the area in which you need some support. So Heather, do we have any additional questions at this point?
Yeah, we do actually. Someone mentioned that they're specifically focused on student recruitment strategies, and I want to certainly just shout out that I think all of our members are very interested in that topic. And just to give you an example, that there's a couple of different ways that we've addressed that in the past. We have some members who are doing some really great work on student recruitment, and we've been able to address that through sessions at our conference and through conference calls with various member groups who are talking specifically about student recruitment strategies. But to this point of networking, we have been able to incorporate that in some of our roundtables at our conference as well. And through those conversations, and also through work with our members, been able to add a host of resources on that topic to our online resource center, which we're going to show you in just a minute when we sort of show you how to log into the site and what doors that opens up to you. So while we're focusing, often on some big picture initiatives, absolutely we're committed to some of, the nuts and bolts of just what it takes to run a successful arts education organization, of which, recruiting students and fundraising and marketing are all part of that. So that's a great question. I think one more question. What will you get? Another question around the conference specifically, and I think we can address that at the end. So just hold on for that, because we can circle back to some of the conference specifics just at the end of the call. So I think we can move on to logging into the website and what
Great.
that means for members.
Great. So I'm going to draw your attention over here on the right-hand side of the page where it says Member Login. I'm going to click that little tab, and up pops this area where you would, as a member, type in your email address and then your unique password. We will distribute as many unique logins as there are individuals at your organization who you'd like to give access to the website. So you don't get one login for your whole organization. Everyone gets their own individual login, and they can use this to both access the resources available on our website, which we're about to walk you through. They can also use this to register for our conferences and for other Guild events. So I just typed in my my email address and my password, and I'm going to hit login. And while the site pretty much looks the same now that I have logged into the website, it actually has unlocked quite a few features. As I mentioned earlier when we were on the webinar page, now that I'm logged in, I would be able to click Watch Webinar on any one of those webinars, and a video screen would pop up. So I'm going to move over to the member directory, and this is just the first of a few different ways that our members can use our website once they're logged in to network with each other online. So I'm going to show you this. This is actually, there is also a public view of this, so that stakeholders in the field, so that individuals in your community looking for arts classes can come onto our website and find members in their area. But once you are logged in as a member, extra features are unlocked. You can search as a member, only as a member by budget size, and you can also view additional contact information that you cannot view as a non-member. So I'm going to just do a quick example. I'm going to search for music and dance organizations. This will narrow my search to organizations that provide both these disciplines. And I'm going to search within the budget size $500,000 to $700,000. I'm going to click search, and all Guild members that fall within those categories are going to pop up. You see that we have 38 members who match that criteria. So if I am running a music and dance organization and I have very specific questions that I think others running similar organizations would be able to answer, I could either click on these individually to view the contact information of these organizations, or I could click the file format that I want, either Excel file or CSV file, and download this list of 38 organizations with their contact information directly to my desktop to refer back to later. That, again, is available to members only. As a non-member, you cannot download information like this off of the website. So this is just a very flexible resource and a way to get in touch with our members across the country for really a wide variety of reasons. The other portion of our website that is unlocked when you log in, that's specifically a networking resource, is the member forum. So I just access that. It's actually a whole other site. I just access that by clicking that top navigation forum, and this new web page is opened up. So Heather, would you like to talk a little bit about our member forum?
Absolutely. So we switched to the member forum back in 2010 when we changed our name and launched this website. We switched from a sort of more traditional listserv where you get questions and dialogue just through your email, and they're kind of fleeting. And so if you missed it, it's sort of buried down below your list of hundreds of emails you need to get to in a day, to this web-based discussion forum that enables your staff, trustees, your faculty, and your teaching artists to ask questions, to share information and advice, and to connect with their peers across the country in one place. So what's lovely about this is everything is stored online. So if you see something, basically you go to this website, you can initiate a dialogue around a topic. You are automatically subscribed to this when you join the guilds, and what you receive are email notifications that a new post has been added. And so from that email, you can choose to go right to the feed if you have the time in your day. But if not, let's say that you're really looking to kind of revise your open house in the fall for students. And there was a feed, 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, around open houses. Well, that might not have been relevant to you at that time, but it might be now. And so in the search box, you can actually type open houses, and you'll receive, the full feed and all the discussion around that when it's relevant to you. And so you can see there on the left how the threads are named by topic. You can see who initiated the conversation and then how many posts are around each one. So here you can ask a question, you can respond to a question, and then, as I said, you can search for a particular topic that is of interest to you. So let's go ahead and look, go ahead, Ari, and type in independent contractors in that search box. And as Ari said, we were able to do a webinar on this topic. That the information and the sort of inspiration to do that webinar actually came from the forum. So the guild, our staff, were constantly checking this regularly and trying to respond as frequently as we can, and then also developing programming around that. And Ari, let's go on to the Resource Center. Ari, could you walk us through the Resource Center?
Sure. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, just like I did for the forum. I'm going to click on Resource Center to open up this final section of the website that we're going to walk you through. So the Resource Center is where we keep, it's a comprehensive library of resources and tools designed specifically for staff, trustees, and faculty at community arts education organizations. All of the materials are pre-reviewed, and the site is dynamic, which means that we add to it constantly throughout the year. You can see that it's organized by topic, including marketing, fundraising, program development, evaluation, assessment, etc. And it includes articles on effective practice, templates and sample documents, links to helpful web resources, and more. Again, members can access the section of the site using their unique login. And non-members can view a preview of the site so that you now could log in and see what kinds of materials are available, kind of information is available. You would not be able to download any of these documents, but you would be able to check and see if we actually have what it is that you're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and dig in to the finance and operations section of the site just to give you an example of how this all works. So within the finance and operations section of the site, you can see that we have all these different chapters, including characteristics of financial health, financial roles, revenue sources, internal accounting controls, etc. One of the more recent additions to this section was the emergency preparedness section, and this, similarly to the independent contractors webinar, was in response to a need among our membership for more information on how to prepare for emergencies within their organization. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And you can see that we have information that lives on this page about basics for developing your emergency plan and readiness tips. But then we also have this section at the bottom, the Learn More section. And this is where you can download those templates and sample documents that I mentioned just a few moments ago. If you look on the right-hand side, you can see the type of document that they are. These are mostly web pages, but we also have some PDFs in this area. On some of the other sections of our website, we have some videos. We have Excel files. We have all different types of resources available through here. So there are a couple of different ways you can also navigate this section of the site. If you're specifically interested in those downloadable tools and you're not as interested in this rich text that's available on the page, then you can go directly to our toolbox. And it's still organized by those same chapters, but it only includes the downloadable information. So that's a quick way to get to best practices guides and templates that you can download. We also have a search function on this part of the website. So if you weren't sure where you would find emergency preparedness, if it's not intuitive to you that it would be in the finance and operations section, then you can just go ahead and type that in there, and it'll take you directly to that section of the site. So now I'm going to take you quickly over to the Member Center. So the Member Center is where you as a member would go to quickly access any of these resources that we have talked about today. So again, you'll see that some very similar buckets to what we talked about before: information, resources, and publication, develop skills and expertise. If you've forgotten where on the website any of these members-only resources live, if you've forgotten how to submit member news, if you're just looking for quick information about how to access the benefits of membership, this is the part of the website that you go to. One of the parts of our website that's only available here is back issues of the e-bulletin. We mentioned before that we do send out an e-bulletin every other week with time-sensitive information, with news, with grant opportunities, with job opportunities. If you saw something in an e-bulletin several months ago that you're trying to dig back up, you can go right into the Member Center and you can download that information. We also have an increased visibility section of the Member Center, and this is where you can learn more about how you can be featured in our publications, how we can feature your photos, your news, and also how you can make it absolutely clear that you are a member of our learning community, a member of our network.
Great. Thanks, Ari. I don't see any other questions right now. Just a reminder for folks, if you do have questions, to go ahead and type them in the question box, and we will pause at the end of the webinar today to get to your questions. You can certainly, of course, follow up with us directly after the webinar if you have a specific question that pertains to your organization or your interest in the Guild. Let's go over to the Join page, as we certainly do quick questions about sort of just the mechanics of joining and how to join and dues. We do calculate dues on a sliding scale based on your current year operating expenses. So you'll see here when you go to the Join page, there are those 4 member types I described: the full members, education affiliates, business affiliates, and individual affiliates. and a description of each. And if you click on benefits under any of them, you'll get a very detailed list of all of the nitty-gritty benefits that each member type receives. There is no limit on the number of people who can receive benefits of Guild membership at your organization. So when you do apply to join and you want your trustees to be involved, you want your faculty to be involved or your program staff, et cetera, just let us know and we'll make sure that they're receiving our publications, our e-bulletin, and also getting a unique login to the website. Where to find the membership application, you'll see at the top of each page as well as that initial landing page is the membership application. It is not yet online, so you do need to fill out the PDF and either email it to us, fax it to us, or put it in the mail. And on the last page of that membership application is the dues chart. As I said, the dues are calculated on a sliding scale based on your current year operating expenses. You'll see the breakdown between full and education affiliate members, and then there's a flat fee for business affiliates and individuals. And the one thing I just really want to note here is if your school, your program is a division of a larger parent organization, so if you are the education department of a theater company, or your preparatory program at a college or university, you will be basing your dues on the budget of your division, so just the community arts education component, not the budget of your overall parent organization. And so usually that makes a huge difference for folks, and I always want to point that out to you. And also, as sort of a thank you for spending the hour with us and getting some more information on the Guild, we are happy to offer you, if you are eligible for full membership at the Guild and are able to join throughout the year of 2015, we're able to offer you 25% off your annual dues for 1 year. We just ask that you make a note of that on your membership application. You can get to know the Guild webinar January 2015 in that area there. Just deduct the 25% off, and we're happy to offer that to you for your first year of dues. And then, as I said, also, since we do know that it is so helpful for folks to connect right away when they join the Guild with other Guild members, we are also able to offer you $200 off of your first conference registration to the conference as a new member. So that's a little bit on joining. And certainly if you have specific eligibility questions, we encourage you to contact us directly. And Ari, how do folks get in touch with us?
So I've just scrolled down to the bottom of our website, and you can just click on that contact button. It's at the bottom of every page, and that will pull up all of our contact information, the contact information for the entire staff. We covered a lot today, and we'll open up for questions just one last time before we go. But if any further questions come up, or if we don't get to everything in our last couple of minutes here together, I do encourage you to contact us at any time. We're happy to answer your questions or walk through any of our online resources.
Great. Well, I don't see any questions. If you, this is your moment. If you have questions, please type them in the box. We are happy to answer them. You can also, as we said, reach out to us directly after the webinar. But I do hope that you will consider joining the Guild. It is an investment in network development. It's an investment in leadership development, and certainly in an investment in sort of gaining new skills and information for yourself and your team. We are a big tent, and as I said, we do see a lot of value in the cross-fertilization of ideas that can happen between the incredible organizations that are part of our network, and we really do hope that you'll be part of that network as well. Again, up on your screen are just a breakdown of the new member discounts that we're offering currently. Certainly save the date for our conference, which will be in Philadelphia this year in November, and you can learn more about that program on communityartsed.org. The conference discount, I should clarify, is an organizational discount. It is not for folks at the individual member level. So you do need to be a full or joining as a full or education affiliate member to receive that discount. Individual members, if there are any folks on the call that are interested in specifically on individual membership, is primarily a subscription membership. It's you receive Guild Notes, our quarterly newsletter, as well as our twice monthly member e-bulletin. And you certainly receive connection to the fields in other ways. So I'd be happy to talk through the specifics of that if there are folks on the call that are specifically interested in individual membership. If you're a student, we offer that individual membership at a discount of $30 per year. Any other questions out there? Great. Well, again, thank you all for spending the hour with us. As Ari mentioned, a recording of the webinar will be available by Friday of this week. We'll let you all know when that is free to share with your team or others that might be interested in learning more about the Guild. And please do get in touch with us if you have specific questions or would like some more information on any of our programs. We appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you.